really come to the light. A lot of people have taken notice of him, myself included. And now I'm excited to see him in a bracket. I'm glad he signed up. I'm glad he's playing here in the KSL. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Alcyone, it is Firefly. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner. First challenger, it is Demosthenes. A little PvP action. I know I've cast some Demosthenes before. I've said that name before. I like the name. I think it's a good name. But I wasn't sure where we were going here. And it looks like we're starting off nice and spicy with the cannon rush. Now, Firefly is going to spot that probe. And is going to have to be ready to defend the cannons. Demosthenes starting this off with a low ground pylon here. And then going to send the probe up. Now, if Firefly was watching, he'd absolutely have seen that probe take a weird path to get up there. This one's going to spot the forge shortly to confirm. But I feel like Firefly should be somewhat aware that there's some cheekiness going on here. Yeah, spots the forge. And then immediately sending 2 probes after the one. But there's already 2 cannons going down on the low ground. Firefly has realized this. Drops the Cybercore, starts up a Zealot. Part of me thinks this Zealot might just be to head across the map. That could be a nice use of a Zealot. But it looks like it's going to stay inside the base instead, as Demosthenes has started a high ground pylon. And these low ground cannons, I think this one's in range of the gateway. I'm not sure if this one is, though. We will have to find out. Oh, yeah, they're both in range, for sure. For sure. Firefly, though, already has a backup gateway. I don't think anything's going to be able to get out of this one. I don't even know if it's worth trying. But here's the problem for Firefly is he did not kill that probe, and there is no wall here. This high ground pylon perfectly placed by Demosthenes to stop a full wall from Firefly, which would block the probes from getting in for a little while at least. Firefly starting up some shield batteries and immediately trying to chrono boost out a Stalker. A Robo is on the way behind this. There is a cannon on the way up here. Demosthenes dropping a gateway up on the high ground as well. And now Firefly might be in a little bit of trouble here. He's putting down another extra pylon. I feel like he needs one more pylon. Stalker is out. Zealot going to run forward as well, try to draw some of this cannon fire. Pull back to the shield battery. Demosthenes putting down yet another cannon. Firefly needs another Stalker on the way. Oh, I like this. Demosthenes trying to focus fire down this pylon. As it looks like Firefly is holding on, starting up that Immortal immediately. I guess that's what he was saving money for, not going for that Stalker right away. Little supply block now again. The lack of pylons here, losing that pylon, supply blocking him. But it will allow him to get this Immortal out, and that's going to be huge here in trying to stop this. The Zealot is halfway done, but I think Firefly is held. The Immortal is just going to be too powerful against all of this. I think this Immortal could just solo the cannons. Probe goes down, and now Demosthenes needs to focus back at home. Now, there is already Warp Gate on the way, and it looks like Demosthenes is just going to expand. And I like this quite a bit. Now, Firefly is going to have to chew through the rest of these cannons in this pylon before heading across the map, if that's Firefly's plan, and I think it's going to be. Yeah, 2 more gates go down. Warp Gate is about to finish up. There's a second Immortal popping out. And I don't think there's any ways for Demosthenes to hold this. Maybe if there was a Stargate already done and like a Void Ray started up very quickly thereafter, I could believe here for Demosthenes, but that Stargate is just now starting. And that is so far away from the one single Void Ray, which would absolutely hold this. 2 Stalkers could not beat that. Sorry, I somehow have the ESL Pro Tour logo on here. Did not realize I was testing some of those earlier. Forgot to take that off. But yeah, Firefly is going to walk across the map, and I guess Demosthenes can hold with the force fields. But that's only going to buy time. There's a Warp Prism about to pop. 2 more gateways finishing up. Firefly is just going to have a full 3-gate Robo against his opponent, and worst case scenario here, Firefly can force a cancel on this base. Nearly takes that cannon down by sacrificing that Zealot. But yeah, Demosthenes has to cancel that base. He's just trying to wait and buy time until he can get a Void Ray out, but it's just now starting. Oh no, and the pylon's going to go down. And that's just got to be it here. There is just no way There is the G and the well played. As Demosthenes taps out, Firefly holds the cannon rush and gets victory in game number 1. All right. Yeah, Firefly, though, he's been on quite the rise. And right now he is rank 33 on Aligulac, which is quite high. It's hard to get on that first page of the Aligulac rating. Firefly climbing his way up. He's had some pretty significant victories over some big name players. Quite a few victories, actually. Because, like, there's that amount where it's like, oh, this could be like a fluke, you know, Firefly getting some wins, but then it's like getting them too consistently for it to be a fluke. Clearly, it is some skill. I will say a lot of them are in PvP, and his PvP seems to generally consist of 3-gate Robo, with the Robo often proxied. That's also just the meta among high-level players on the Korean ladder, so can't really blame him for that. But still, it's going to be tough for his opponent in this one as we head into game number 2 of this PvP. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Hard Lead, it is a Firefly. Well, unfortunately, was not able to make it to Atlanta. I hope we get to see him more this year. Katowice, Dallas, the upcoming events. It would be nice to see Firefly make it to one of those. Or both. His opponent in the lower right-hand corner, the other Protoss in the yellow, it is Demosthenes, who went for a cannon rush in game 1. And in game 2, this probe left the base most immediately. Post-haste, it left the base. Firefly maybe not thinking about proxies like this early. First pylon proxies. Doesn't scout up there. That's good positioning from Demosthenes, who has clearly done this kind of thing before. And this is going to be the old classic 2-gate forge. Proxy 2-gate forge. And Firefly immediately dropping this second gate, not messing around, trying to take a quick base or anything in this game. Demosthenes is going to cannon rush again, but this time with the double gateway behind it. There's a lot of extra potential with those zealots coming out. Demosthenes blocks Firefly in his own base. Firefly going to start up a zealot right away. It's 2 gateways. Working on it. Working on it. First cannon goes down. Second cannon goes down. Firefly going to build a backup pylon. Now this probe getting body blocked a little bit. There's a second probe on the way. This one's going to... Ooh, it's going to go down to the Zealot. Actually, really nice there for Firefly. The Zealot popped out at the perfect spot. Demosthenes turned that probe around at the exact wrong moment. And now this one's blocked from getting in. It's going to have to kill these 2 gateway... these 2 cannons are going to have to kill this gateway for the probe to get through. Now, that will happen fairly soon here as we see that health going down quite quickly. But the Stalker is out. The 2 Zealots are here. But that probe is very low. It needs to be super careful. 2 Zealots coming into the base, but a second Stalker pops out. The probe goes down, and Firefly doing an excellent job here. Kills that cannon. There's a second shield battery on the way, and that should be more than enough to deal with these Zealots. And then he can take care of this pylon with the 2 Stalkers. Zealot's actually going to run forward as well and try to draw some fire from this gateway. It's in range of the shield battery, so this is totally fine. There's not quite enough energy for an overcharge, actually. Firefly has to be a little bit careful. Not a ton of energy on these 2 shield batteries. Zealot's trying to give that high ground vision so that the gateway can go down. Nice pullbacks here from Demosthenes, but it looks like the next 2 Stalkers are going to get out before Demosthenes is able to kill this base, or kill this gateway. And that's a big problem for him. These Zealots now trying to figure out what to do. There is the overcharge. Going to actually heal that gateway up. and also keep these stalkers safe from the cannon fire for a little while longer. With no high ground vision, Demosthenes can't do anything up here. Taking gas back at home, but look at this low probe count. It's just Zealots coming out. There's no Cyber Core. The pylon is next to fall here as both the cannons die, and it looks like Demosthenes has not succeeded in his rush. 4 stalkers pushing back on the 2 Zealots. They can kite these bad boys all day long. And there's just nothing Demosthenes can do. He's actually supply blocked after losing that pylon. This is such a tight build order. No extra pylons out here. The stalkers are going to try to kill this one. But at the end of the day, it is going to be GG. Well played. Even a little good luck there. Demosthenes, a very mannered cheeser. And we like to see that. We like to see that. Big fans of the mannered cheeser. Thank you, Demosthenes. Those were some fun games. Firefly, though, on it with the defense.